What's up, VC? Alex, back again with another vinyl haul, but I'm going to make sure that this is the last one of 2017. And when we get to 2018, I'm going to make sure I do some Fred responses that I should have done a long time ago. But first, what's playing in the background is Alicia Keys, songs in A minor. Big Alicia Keys fan. So of course I'm going to make sure I have this playing in the background. Now, I don't know if you guys would want to see a CD collection, but if you do, let me know. Sporting the Eminem t-shirt today in support of his new album that came out last week. So let's get on with some singles, some 7-inch singles. First one is Le Freak by Chic, which has Savoir Faire on the flip side. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. Next up is James Brown, I Cried, which also has World Part 2 on the flip side. And then the last one I got is this 7-inch promo of Strange Music by ELO, and it's just the same on both sides, it's just got a different colored label. So those are the 3 7-inches I picked up recently. Only one hip hop 12-inch this time. That is Public Enemy, Bring the Noise. Really good Public Enemy track. One I can't remember if I had this on an album, but I have it on 12-inch now, so there's that. Now, in case you didn't know, I'm a big Bee Gees fan. So picking up this picture disc of Spirits Having Flown, which is my favorite Bee Gees album, of course I'm going to make sure I have that. Hang it up on the wall somewhere, because I'm going to get my room decorated finally in 2018. And while we're on the line of Bee Gees, the Staying Alive soundtrack is the next thing up on that I recently acquired. I already had the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, and there are songs on here by the Bee Gees that aren't anywhere else, so I kind of had to pick this up. 1977's the year on this one, so I figured I'd just pick that up because I didn't have it. Couple of best of compilations here. First one is the best of Cat Stevens. I liked his song, Father and Son, but that song's not actually on here. I thought it was, but the first cut is the deepest is on here, so I guess it's alright. 1973 is the year on this. This is a German copy of this album. There it is on the red Decca label. And yeah, Cat Stevens, an artist I'm trying to get into a bit more, so I figured if I pick up a best of, I couldn't go wrong. And I liked every single song that was on that album, so there's that. Not too long ago, I picked up a copy of Rubber Soul. And I now have the best of George Harrison. I do not mind George Harrison on his own. Obviously, I have stated before that I am not the biggest Beatles fan, but this, I do like a little bit of George on his own. The side one of this is all songs he's done with the Beatles. So songs from like Abbey Road, the Beatles, Let It Be, Rubber Soul, Revolver, are all on here. And then it's got his solo stuff on the B-side, which include My Sweet Lord, Bangladesh, Dark Horse, and then it's also got Taxman on here, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Here Comes the Sun. And you know what? I enjoyed this album from start to finish. Every single song was good, so I hopefully will pick up more George Harrison in the future. Next one I picked up is actually an artist I have not shown off on my channel in, I think, a very long time actually. This is Atlantic Crossing by Rod Stewart. Probably out of the 2 I have already, this is probably my favourite one. There's the B-side. Side 1's very happy and cheerful, and side 2 is very slow and romantic, and it's just an incredible album. 1975 is the year on this one. It's a shame it's not the blue copy of this album, but I know there is one that exists, and it's not too much more than this album is anyway, so hey, what can I say? Jazz album next. Jazz albums are not normally the first albums I would go for. I have a few, but normally I don't know where to start with jazz. But I actually really enjoyed this album. This is Freedom Song, and the Oscar Peterson Big Four in Japan '82. I was reading up on Oscar Peterson, and I think his story is absolutely awe-inspiring, having autism and being able to play piano at his level. Not autism, arthritis. But being able to have arthritis from a young age and play guitar and play piano at his level is absolutely incredible. This is obviously from 1982, and Oscar Peterson is just incredible. Shame we lost him, but it happens to the best of them. So there we go, another jazz album to add to the jazz collection. An album I see a lot here in the VC, and an album that everybody raves about actually, Parallel Lines by Blondie. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still kind of on the fence about this one. There are parts I liked, parts I didn't like. Obviously Heart of Glass, One Way or Another, Hanging on the Telephone, Will It Happen, Sunday Girl, all songs that I loved off of this album. But everything else, all the other songs I'm still not too sure about. I might just have to give this album another listen to make my decision up, but for the most part, there it is. 1978 is the year on that one. Now onto an album that I did love from start to finish, and that is Discovery by ELO, the second ELO album that I actually own. The first one I got was Out of the Blue, but to see some ELO twice in this video is still good. 1979 is the year on this album, and this has songs like Shine a Little Love, Confusion is on here, Last Train to London, Midnight Blue, Wishing, and then probably one of my favorite songs by ELO, Don't Bring Me Down. And there's the ELO spaceship on the artwork there, which I didn't notice before, but that is the ELO, the middle of the ELO spaceship that you see in Out of the Blue, as is that. So yeah, I love the album artwork, but out of the two I have, I'd still say Out of the Blue is my favourite, and I will be picking up more ELO coming up because they are quickly, without any doubt, becoming one of my favourite bands, as is this band that I'm about to show you. This is the original soundtrack by 10cc. Incredible album. There's the inside there. It's there on the Blue Mercury label. And 75's the year on this. Came with a lyric sheet. But yeah, it's just a great album. I picked up a couple of 10cc albums this month, and I really thoroughly enjoyed both of them. So, okay, there. So hey, there's that. The other one I picked up was their album, Bloody Tourists. 79, I think's the year on this one. And again, I don't remember. I know it's not the follow-up album. I think there's a couple of albums in between. There's the inside of the gatefold there. Really good album, actually. Probably the one I prefer of the two that I picked up. Lyrics on the inside. And no, 78 is the year on this. I think I said 79, but it's 78. 1978. Still a great album. Bloody Tourists, and I will be checking out, definitely be checking out more of 10cc stuff in the future. So I just picked up this one because Dreadlock Holiday is on this album, and that's a very strong opener. And then I picked this one up because it had I'm Not in Love, which is on the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack, but this one caught my attention a little bit more than the other one. Next is an artist I feel is very underrated here in the VC, and that is Sade, Stronger Than Pride. This, I don't know if you can tell, it's slightly faded up there, but it is a gold stamp promo. 88's the year on this album. Yeah, and it's just a fantastic album from start to finish. There are parts of this album I didn't there are still parts of this album I didn't enjoy as much, but I would say this is definitely a very, very strong album by Sade. So, another one that I wanted to add to my collection. Next up is Pick It In My Pocket by Wilson Pickett. I would have enjoyed this album a little bit more if it was in better shape. Unfortunately, there is a scratch on the album that makes it skip, so I will be awaiting an upgrade copy. But until then, still a great album. Very funky, very Northern Soul-y. There it is on the orange RCA label. 1974 is also the year on this, so that is 5th or 6th album, I believe, but still a fantastic album nonetheless. Next album, one I've actually been hunting for a while. This is Burning by Bob Marley and the Wailers. 1973 is the year on this album. One of my favorite Bob Marley albums. I think at the moment all the Bob Marley albums I have would be in my top 5, excluding Legend, because I wouldn't really count that as it's a best of, but still I love that album nonetheless. But back on track, Inside of the Gatefold with all the lyrics and pictures of what I assume is Bob Marley and maybe his family. But yeah, fantastic album. Very strong album from Bob Marley. This has songs like Get Up, Stand Up, I Shot the Sheriff, Pass It On, Rastaman Chant, you know. Just a fantastic album by Bob Marley and the Wailers. And as I know people are going to wonder about it, the Blue Island label, so it is a British pressing. Most of what I pick up are British pressings, except that ELO single you saw earlier, that's an American, and then Cat Stevens, like I mentioned, was German. But yeah. Burning by Bob Marley and the Wailers. Next up is a couple of hip-hop albums. The first is What's My Name by Steady B. This is an American pressing from 1987. Nice, very strong album from him. I felt like when I was listening to this, I felt like side 1 was a bit stronger than side 2. As in, I enjoyed more of the songs, but I still liked the album nonetheless. The Blue Jive label there. And yeah, still, just a fantastic album. Love this one. The other hip-hop album I picked up is a new release this month. Well, not this month, it came out on vinyl this month, but it was released this year. Talib Kweli, with his new album Radio Silence. I did pre-order this. This was a fantastic album. So yeah, 2017 is the year. And there are collaborations on here from Anderson .Paak, Rick Ross, BJ the Chicago Kids, Dillal. You know, there's some great names on here. Some great names in R&B and hip hop at the moment. So, good album. Parts I didn't like, but the parts I didn't like were strongly countered by the parts that I did like, because the parts I did like, turns out I love them. So, nice album from Talib Kweli. Nice return from him into hip hop. And the final thing I got recently is something you guys have actually already seen on my channel, and that is the new Blade Runner 2049 soundtrack. I did an unboxing of this on my channel not too long ago, so you guys can probably still catch that. But what I didn't show when I showed it off was the labels on the records. Officer K on one of the records there, one of the record labels. And then the other one has Harrison Ford's character on it. I forgot his name, but there is Harrison Ford. And there is Harrison Ford again. I don't know how well you can see that, but that is the label. Looks really good, actually. Nice. This album's very, very nicely done. I don't normally go for film scores, but this is one that I loved, so I had to pick it up when it was available on pre-order. So that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed some more recent finds. That should be the last video of 2017. Well, I say that it should be the last vinyl inbox of 2017. I may, if I get loads more for Christmas or whatever, maybe I'll do another video. But until then, I'll see you guys. I will see you guys soon. But whether you'll see another inbox, we'll see. But anyway, Alex Spins Vinyl, checking out. Peace.